Here we are, stand by, going live in 1 minute 40. I am Mike Russell from musicradiocreative.com. Great to have you in here pre-show. Do announce yourself in the live chat. Let me know who you are and where indeed you are watching from. And of course, I always love to hear if you're new. So if you're brand new to the show, write it there in the lovely chat to let me know that you're brand new to the show today. I'll give you a special shout out during the broadcast, making an impactful DJ intro today on the live stream. Thanks for joining in. It's going to be a load of fun. Get ready because here we go.
Testing the left speaker. Left. Testing the right speaker. Right. Testing phaser. All frequency sweep. Stand by
for Music Radio Creative Live with Mike Russell.
MRC Live. Music Radio Creative Live.
With Mike Russell.
Starting in 30 seconds.
Hello there. How you doing? I'm Mike Russell from musicradiocreative.com, live and direct on your internet-enabled device. It is so good to be here. So today's show, we're getting into creating an impactful DJ intro. So nice to see so many of you tuning in. Mr. Mega Radio UK, Steve Moore, Paige Williams, David Hunter, Pete, Just Call Me Chad, Joseph, David Silk, David Hunter as well, Robert, nice to see you. So many people tuning in.
Audio production hour starts now. Musicradiocreative.com.
Hi. Good to see you. Here we go then.
The audio guru is here. He knows Adobe Audition in and downtown. Is here to help you out, Mike Russell.
And I just see, actually looking over there, or up there, the chat is not working correctly. Let's see if we can refresh it and get it working. There we go. Okay, that's better now, isn't it? Now you can see your comments on the screen. So before we get into the meat and potatoes of this show, I wanted to let you know that an exciting change is happening very soon to MRC Live. That's right. Oh, cue, I wish we had some violins or some strings or something, but this is the penultimate show today. There's one more show tomorrow. This is the penultimate show in this current form. I thought I'd pause for a dramatic effect there. Mixing it up, it's changing. So today is the last big show where we'll go through and do a tutorial. Tomorrow's show you cannot miss. You absolutely must be there. It's going to be our Black Friday special show. Let me just show you on the screen so you can have a good look. If you go over to youtube.com/musicradiocreative, Black Friday special show is tomorrow. Click set reminder there. Make sure your reminder is on so you get a notification from YouTube about that show. You will want to be there. We'll have special offers going on throughout the hour that will be especially for you, the audio producer or audio enthusiast. And some of them will only be available during the hour when the stream is live. So absolutely make sure you're for that one there tomorrow. But yes, tomorrow's show essentially is the last show in its current form, that whole long hour that goes on. We're jiggling it about and taking 3 days off early next week, and then the show will return. Yes, that's right. No, some of you in the live chat were a little bit scared there. Is it stopping completely? No, it's not stopping completely. It's changing, and this is based on your feedback. We did a survey earlier in the summer, and lots of your feedback just in general coming in via email and via the community. So we've listened to what you've had to say, and starting next Thursday, then I believe is the 30th of November, really exciting new format of show. We're still doing a daily live stream from the Music Radio Creative Studios, but it's going to take on the form of a question and answer session. And the idea is that each show will focus on one question asked by you, the viewer, to me. So you're asking Mike for some advice or some help on one particular task, and I will focus on one thing. The shows will get a lot shorter, so we've had lots of feedback about that. Oh, it's lovely, I love it, but an hour is just too much for me to consume. That's what a majority of people have been saying. I do know and appreciate there are regular viewers who are in for the whole hour very often, and I'm so grateful for you guys being there all the time. So we're going to be compressing the show down to get just to the detail of a question. And that means that you have the opportunity to ask a question you've always wanted to ask and get it featured. So get featured a whole show dedicated to you. If this is something that interests you and you'd like to be on one of the very first shows starting from next Thursday, the 30th of November, the best way to get your question in is to go over to community.musicradiocreative.com. Let me load that site up. That's our community. It's very active, very buzzing, lots of people asking questions in there. And I'll be picking out some of the best questions to answer on my streams starting from next Thursday, the 30th of November. So that's a way you can get it in. If you want to be a little more personal, you can leave me a voicemail message. And, well, it's always best to play this. We do have a voicemail line. Also going to be, in the next week or so, setting up an opportunity to leave a message online via SpeakPipe or something like that. But here's the number to ask any question about audio you like.
415-800-1055.
It's a US number, so add +1 if you're outside the US and ask your question now.
MusicRadioCreative.com.
So lots of fun. Penultimate show in this format. Tomorrow is a Black Friday show that you cannot miss. You must be there for. And then we start again after a short break next week. Here we are then in Adobe Audition, getting ready to go. Ask your questions, by the way. In 10 minutes, I'll get into some comments. But I'm going to show you in this session how to create an impactful DJ intro. And I've got some clips here to work with from our voice artist, Hazel.
Welcome to the Global Trance Project.
The Global Trance Project, so a kind of trance DJ intro that we're working on here. And then we got some audio from Chris here. You can see different compressions going on between Hazel and Chris. So that'll be interesting to level that stuff out. Let's listen to Chris.
Engage audio interface. Beat tempo acquired.
So lots of kind of electronic kind of bits and bobs going on in this intro. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let me go into the multi-track. And I will use my MRC template, which you can buy for yourself as well over at mrc.fm/presets. And I'll call this DJ Intro, well, spell that correctly, Trance. There we go. DJ Intro Trance. So we'll get in the audio from Chris and from Hazel. And what you'll notice is that in my template, despite the fact that these have different kind of compressions and EQs, I do my best in the template that I work with, voice effects over here, to run a whole bunch of different effects on these voiceovers to level them out and make them equal with each other. So as you'll see here, we've got a de-esser scientific filter, which actually just rolls off any of that bass rumble that we don't want. Sometimes is left in or sometimes taken out by voice artists. Dynamics processing, we've got a nice little dynamics processor going on there, adding just a little kick to the voiceover. Then the speech volume leveler will make sure that these are really, really tight and sounding very similar in amplitude. Hard limiter, get rid of any peaks. Parametric EQ to make it sound funky and again remove some of those crazy bass frequencies. And finally multiband compressor. It doesn't go harsh, we don't have the brick wall limiter enabled or anything like that, but it will add a bit of finesse. And what you'll notice, one final thing I can do actually is, well, what I might do is select the bits I want to work with. Then I'm going to bounce down the voiceover tracks so you can hear what they sound like just running through this template.
Engage audio interface.
That's quite cool.
Beat tempo acquired.
Quite like that one.
Engage audio interface.
That's a little more serious.
Beat tempo acquired.
And over here looks like whispers from the waveform.
Engage audio interface.
And I'm just wondering if with Chris's voice I can do something like this. So let's bring that in. And there, about there. Let's see whether we can line those up.
Engage audio interface.
Okay, they're a little off sync, but no worries, we can fix that later.
Beat tempo acquired.
Perfect. So I'm going to keep those two from Chris. Then I want to find some good takes from Hazel here.
Welcome to the Global Trance Project. Welcome to the Global Trance Project.
That's a little more upbeat. Might go for that. Let's listen to the numbers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, we're going to have to pad those out a little bit. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, add some impact.
Welcome to the Global Trance Project. Welcome to the Global Trance Project.
Oh, that's a little more electronic. I like that. How do the numbers sound here?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
2, 1. I like that little tempo change there.
Bringing you the best in trance and progressive from around the world.
Cool.
Welcome to the Global Trance.
All right, so we'll go with that take from Hazel there. That sounds like it's got promise. So I'm just going to mix this all down and you'll see how the waveforms look. Mix down entire session here. Here we go. Okay, so you will notice actually that Chris is still a little more compressed and a little kind of louder than Hazel. So what I'm going to do to balance that out further is, because I know Chris uses a little bit of compression, whereas Hazel, I think, is almost recording dry and raw there with no compression. What actually really helps, I'm going to show you this match clip loudness feature, which matches the perceived loudness of all the clips. It doesn't alter anything like adding extra compression or EQ. It just simply changes the amplitude to make everything the same perceived loudness, which can be a handy thing. What you might want to do before running that on your various voice artist clips is you can use the hotkey here, which is Command K, which will just place a cut. And you see you're separating out all those voices. Another way to do it is to use this little razor blade, the razor selected clips tool, or you can just hit the R key. So at the moment you see I've got like an eye icon here. If I hit R, see I get a little razor blade there? And I can just go click, and then I can go through really quickly and go click, and then I can go click, 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 and I'm putting like edits. They don't have to be too accurate at this point, just edits at the points where I'd like to split up the voiceovers. And you'll see why I'm doing this in a moment. Just going to trim this down, trim this down. Let's have a little trim here and a little trim there, just so we get all of these up to scratch. You might have noticed I switched from the razor back to the time selection tool. Or in fact, no, I'm not using the time select. That's the time selection tool. I advise you get used to the hotkeys to change between your tools in the multi-track. So R is for razor, really easy, and T is for time selection. Time selection is what you'll probably use the most in multi-track, but razor is particularly handy for just plopping in those chops without needing to use a shortcut key. Now, the reason I've split everything up here, if I now right-click and use Match Clip Loudness, it's going to do that. It's going to hit a target loudness of minus 16 LUFS, which will get these clips all sounding about the same in amplitude to the human ear. But it's going to do it for each individual trimmed clip. So particularly here, where you can see some numbers in the countdown are louder and some numbers are quieter, it'll just make sure it evens that all out. So click OK, boom, and you can see it's done because that kind of volume bar icon appears on everything. And you'll see if we zoom right in, 7.808 dB increase, 7.78 dB increase. This one, the whispers from Chris go up even further, 12.54, 13.69. It means you're hitting the compressor and everything down here in the voice effects bus at a really nice level, and you're not making them work too hard. Again, 13.01, but then this first number is 9.62, and then we got further numbers here. 40. It's progressively increasing the amplitude for the different numbers. So now if I mix this down, and I'll do a little comparison between mix down 2, that looks like that, and mix down 1 that looks like that, you can see there's a difference, particularly with Hazel's voiceover. Look at what a world of difference that makes. So a little bit of time spent cutting up your clips and applying match loudness will mean it just plays much nicer and you get a more uniform sound. So I'm kind of showing you building blocks that I feel are essential to creating a great DJ intro, because it's not always about the fun stuff like the mixing and mashing together and putting vocal effects on, but sometimes it's about getting back to basics and thinking, am I building this the very best way? Am I making it sound as good as it possibly can? Am I making the vocals pop out as loud as they possibly could? So that kind of stuff. Once we've got something that we're pretty happy with, we can start to arrange the voiceovers. And I think Hazel was going to go at the start, saying welcome.
Trance Project.
That's it.
Engage audio interface.
Engage audio interface.
Beat tempo acquired.
So that's the kind of bit from Chris in there. And then she'll count down.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing you the best.
And then that's going to be the intro. So that's kind of the order there. Now I might want to go in and find myself a lovely track to use. Let's see what we got here. Ooh. Oh, I love this track. That is one of my favourite pieces of library music. I'll put that in the maybe pile because I just absolutely love using that track. Let's see what else we got though. We've got something a little harsher. This is another nice one. Think about being on some wonderful beach with the waves rolling in listening to this. Just wondering how it kicks in. Let's listen to the kick here. So it builds up and we get something that sounds like... Oh, let's make sure it's on the right track. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that one actually, because that'll be a nice one. And it starts off kind of softly. We can even use other effects to kind of make it even muddier when we first start out. So let's just start to arrange here. We'll start to bring in some effects as well.
Welcome.
Right. Let's go absolutely nuts with this.
Welcome.
Because we can. Match clip loudness again on this. Boom, done. Makes it easy. See a decrease of minus 10.84 dB.
Welcome to the Global Trance Project.
Welcome to the Global Trance Project.
Welcome.
And we can do funky stuff. Whenever I want to pop out a new effect or I've got a new idea, I just go Alt or Option A, like that, create a new track here, and then I can just bring Hazel down, doubling up by holding down Alt or Option, dropping her, and then...
Welcome. Welcome.
Okay, so we've got welcome.
Welcome to...
And one thing I wanted to check is that when I create a new track, I always need to run it through my voice effects bus.
Welcome to the...
And on the voice effects bus, I'm going to try a couple of effects, analog delay and studio reverb. I usually have by default on my presets here.
Welcome to the Global Trance Project.
So it just gives that kind of contemporary sound. And then with this second welcome, I'm going to pop in a waves modulation plugin called Morphoda. And we can do something really fun. Let's do something fun. Let's go for Bunny and solo this.
Welcome.
That's weird. Breathy.
Welcome.
Or Dark Shadow.
Welcome.
We need something...
Welcome.
Something like that.
Welcome to the Global...
Nice. That really works, doesn't it?
Welcome to the Global Trance Project. To the Global Trance Project.
Okay. What you'll notice here is if you're not quite happy with the strength of your voiceover, we can run another track and just do a double up. Oh, one thing I didn't do, I should have done, is hold Alt or Option and Shift at the same time, and then it won't move in time, so you're kind of exactly doubling up that track. Oh, not doing this very accurately. Let's get rid of that highlight. And Alt or Option, Shift, boom.
Welcome to the Global Trance Project.
Nice. Okay, it's sounding good. Probably a bit too loud. Bring that down.
Welcome to the Global Trance Project.
Bring this up a little bit.
Welcome to the Global Trance Project.
Something else I'm going to do on this DJ intro now is calculate the distance between beats here. Nice and visible. There's a beat, there's a beat. Let's calculate that distance. So there to there. Nice and easy to find out. And then we can do something with echo as well. So that's one beat, loop. And we're looking at 0.468. I will get back to that in just a moment. Let's see what you are saying over there in the chat. And of course, on the phone as well. If you want to leave a message after the show has ended, we might feature a question that you'd like to ask about audio on the forthcoming new show, which starts next Thursday.
415-800-1055.
And I'll run through a few of your Q&A right now in the live chat.
MusicRadioCreative.com.
Lots of you tuning in, which is fantastic to see. Always lots of chat, a very active chat room, which I always love to see. So, how are you doing today, says Riste. I'm doing very well indeed. Paige says, how exciting. Looking forward to the new format. Love a good makeover. Yes. Me too, Paige. I can't wait for it. I'm really, really excited about it. Lovely to see Carlo watching from Malta, my friend Carlo. Hey, Carlo. Lovely to see your comment in the YouTube live chat today. Carlo's tuning in from Malta, beautiful island. So I hope you're having a good day there, Carlo. David says, currently working for, talking to Pete saying, currently working for a local hotel as a waiter. That's nice, but enjoying the remixing Mike's audio. Yes, I know. I've seen lots of good posts from you in the community. David. Just Call Me Chad says, your jingles have been bouncing through my head at random times yesterday. Interesting stuff. I have to watch so many 1 hour podcasts afterwards, Beat. So hopefully the new format where we'll keep things shorter and I will focus entirely on answering questions on the news show. So, as opposed to on this show where I'm very much interactive and kind of like mentioning comments that are coming in live, there will still very much be a comment and interaction thing going on. But my primary focus during the show will be to answer the question and make it particularly valuable to those who watch on the replay, because I know a lot of you actually catch this on the replay afterwards, and then you finding yourself having to skip through to get to different bits as I mention live comments. So I've listened to those concerns and frustrations, and we are reformatting from next week to accommodate you on that, and hopefully make the show even better. EDM Lab says it's Hardwell on air. Yes, Hardwell intro indeed. What else have we got? Who showed you the wonderful razor blade tool? I think it might have been David Silk, actually. Yes, definitely. And the copy and move tool in multi-track too. What else have we got? People talking about EDM, views on compression. I think is a great thing. Terry 3637. David Lewis still buzzed from yesterday's show. Went well last night too. That's good to hear. LO Official is watching from Denmark as well. Will I still have time to show things? Yeah, that's the whole idea, Radio Vlandenian National. You'll be asking questions and I'll be showing you how to do things in Audition or just answering basic anything to do with audio, really. Bob is watching from Luxembourg. Love the shows. Thank you, Bob. Really appreciate that. So we'll get back into it. Head over to my screen share. So just bear in mind, this time next week, things will be changing up. And I want to say, if you are a DJ and you're interested in DJ bits, if you go to the DJ section of musicradiocreative.com, instant downloads, we have a whole section here called DJ Drops. And we have 3 wonderful in the mix DJ Drops packages. You may well want to hang on if you're interested in any of those packages until this time tomorrow. Like I've mentioned, it's Black Friday and we will be running a lot of different deals across the website. And can I say it? Will I get in trouble if I do? Possibly on my presets as well. So if you're liking the presets I'm using today, maybe hold off buying them today and wait till tomorrow. That would be my advice. Right, let's have a look then at the rest of this session. So we did calculate 0.468 for some echo, and I'm now going to go to the voice effects channel, and we'll go to echo here, and we'll look at 468, and we'll also look at half of 468. 234, which is absolutely fine there. And then we'll get a nice echo. Let's turn that echo up if we want.
Welcome to the Global Trance Project.
Engage audio interface.
Right.
Welcome to the Global Trance Project.
So we got something nice rolling on there. If I like, I can maybe pull that echo down a little bit just so it doesn't interfere too much with what's going on.
Welcome to the Global Trance Project.
And you can hear it just fluttering away in the background there. This is the point where I'll start to introduce a little bit from our imaging effects library. So let's go in and we'll find some stuff here. We do have effects with tails, which might be good in this case. Something like that will be a lovely little introduction here. So let's just level that out. Match clip loudness as well, so we're not competing at all.
Welcome to the Global Trance Project.
And then we're going to give it space to breathe, and then we're going to bring in Chris's first word here.
Engage audio interface.
And what I'd quite like to do with Chris, so let's...
Welcome to the Global Trance Project.
So we probably want to bring him in from this point.
Project.
Engage audio interface.
And we also want a sound effect. Sometimes what it's best to do, actually, is to grab a few effects we like. Let's just go into the multi-track here. And I'm just going to take this one, copy it to a new file, because we're going to have a little play about with that effect. And something like that too. Copy and paste. And then we want to reverse it. And then let's just cut there so we get something like this. Nice. That's what I wanted. So I've kind of created my own sound effect by mashing together two sound effects and reversing them, because you can do what you like with these sound effects. You don't have to use them as is. In fact, I highly recommend mashing them up to meet your needs. Let's see how this is going to work.
Full Trance Project.
Engage audio interface.
Okay, that's not positioned correctly yet.
Engage.
Let's match clip loudness again.
Engage audio interface. Engage audio interface.
Nice. That's starting to work.
Global Trance Project.
Engage audio interface.
Okay, so we're winning there. Let's just chop that down.
Welcome to the Global Trance Project.
Engage audio interface.
Now, the voices aren't popping as much as I'd like, so a quick hack to get voices to pop out. I might move this up in the chain in a minute, but let's put it in. Mastering here, and I'm going to take the exciter. Let's make sure we're not doing anything else, just the exciter. Pop that up to 44%.
Welcome to the Global Trance Project.
Engage audio interface.
Now you get that nice clean sound. Now I might go ahead and just move that up in the rack. Let's move that up to just after the de-esser.
Welcome to the Global Trance Project.
Engage audio interface.
That works nice. So now we've got this. Now with Chris, what I want to do here with his voice is double it up with some whispering. So let's bring that in here.
Engage audio interface.
So you can hear that he's not quite in sync with his speech, which I'm going to just iron out now. By cutting, again, Command K is the effect that I'm using here. So we might need to just do something like that. I'm time stretching now. Time stretching.
Engage audio interface.
That works.
Engage audio interface.
And then what I was considering doing with Chris is something a little bit crazier than usual. Put that through the voice effects bus still. We'll go into audio units, isotope, vocal synth.
Engage audio interface.
Let's look at the presets here and see if we can find something really funky. Contemporary, Bad Robot.
Engage audio interface.
Something like that. Isotope vocal synth is amazing for these kind of cool electronic sounds.
Engage audio interface.
Fizzle Cakes.
Engage audio interface.
Four Barbers.
Engage audio interface.
Let's solo it so we can really hear what's going on here.
Engage audio interface.
Nice.
Engage audio interface.
I did quite like this. Let's go to Mr. Buzzy.
Engage audio interface.
Paradox out.
Engage audio interface.
Let's see how that sounds with the tune.
Engage audio interface.
Perfect. Okay, cool. Might have a little tweak with it. Let's see, at the moment we've got Polyvox and Vocoder running. Let's take the Polyvox down and the Vocoder up.
Engage audio interface.
You can see why that's low in the mix.
Engage audio interface.
Maybe bring up some of the original dry.
Engage audio interface.
And then we'll go back and listen from the start.
Welcome to the Global Trance Project.
Engage audio interface.
Perfect. What I wanted to do with that welcome, it's not popping out enough as much as I'd like it to. Let's do symmetrical fades and move this up.
Welcome to
Yeah, again, that morph folder is just not popping out as much as I'd like it to. So a couple of ways I will get around that. First, I'm going to go here and add a single band compressor to it. Let's just set this up here. See what we can do.
To the global.
That's cool. And another thing we're missing again inside mastering. Let's use the exciter.
To the global.
Okay, that will do.
To the global trance project.
Engage audio interface.
Can we do more with that? Let's see. Chop this here.
Engage. Engage.
So it's just a bit of stuttering.
Engage audio interface. Engage audio interface.
Nice. And then we got the second bit, which is going to be...
Beat tempo acquired.
So this is the point where we probably want to start bringing in the beat, because obviously that's relevant to beat tempo acquired.
5.
Let's just move those all out the way for the moment so we can just focus on that next little bit. And then I'll get back to you some of your comments in about a minute as well. So you hear the beats coming in there. And we're going to have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Something like that. That's how Haze will go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Straight in. So that's where we're going to bring the countdown in. And... so something from there. Let's take that down and pop that in here.
Global Trance Project.
Engage audio interface. Beat tempo acquired. Acquired.
So trying to line up those beds so they'll match. Oh, nearly there. Let's get them even closer by zooming right in. This is one of the best things I love about Audition. You can just be so granular with the waveforms. Really see what you're doing. It's great for lining up audio.
Beat tempo acquired.
Okay, not quite a nice crossfade at the moment, so let's try and alter that a little bit.
Beat tempo acquired.
And I might do match clip loudness again, because as you can see, the intro is a little quieter than when it starts to build up. Gosh, we've got a lot of compression going on there. So match clip loudness, and my bet is that figure, minus 10.84, will go down even further to minus 12.19. Thank you, that's cool. Every little bit helps.
Beat tempo acquired.
That's not helping me having beat tempo acquired there, so let's just listen.
Audio interface.
Okay.
Audio interface.
Maybe have another fade from there.
Interface.
Perfect. So beat tempo acquired goes somewhere around here.
Beat tempo acquired.
And then let's bring in Hazel in just a moment. What does she say here?
Tempo acquired.
5.
Right, we're going to do the countdown next. Get ready for the countdown next.
Monday to Friday.
There's the jingle. Yes, fantastic. So, Monday to Friday live. We will still be Monday to Friday live as of next week, but with a brand new format, a Q&A show dedicated to answering one question per show. And the show time will go down from being an hour to a little bit shorter as well. So we can cover only the content you need. Okay, and because a lot of people have been missing the short form tutorials that I do on my channel, which I do a lot of, particularly when I'm away, when I'm not live streaming. But yes, we're looking to sort of introduce that and bring that in as a feature of the live stream as well from next week. We've got Wolf there in the chat, Cosmic Rains, How to Master Like a Pro. Go back on my channel. There is a tutorial on that one. Mr. Mega Radio UK, Mike with the second, welcome. What you could do in the pan voices from left to right. Panning voices. That's a good idea. Might do some panning in just a moment. What else have we got here? Pete says, I do appreciate and watch the whole hour of every show I cannot see live and do not scrub when I'm watching or listening to your podcast. Well, that's really good to hear. That's lovely feedback. David says, I hope that if MRC Live, effectively the MRC podcast, will be more regular if it's becoming shorter. Well, yeah, we're definitely going to keep it 5 days a week for the time being. I don't think I can be any more regular than that. I do like my weekends. Family time, of course. What else have we got? I'm not quite sure what you mean. You handle those effects like they were blondes. Wow. Okay. And what else have we got? Fifi saying, great show. Really love it. Well, thank you, Fifi. Very kind comment of you to make there. David's watching on his way to work right now. And yeah, lots of cool stuff going on in the live chat. Ali saying, what's up, mate, from Kissimmee, Florida. So yeah, it's awesome. Love doing this show and looking forward to the format change from next week. Keep your comments coming in the live chat, and I will head back now into Adobe Audition and start working on this little countdown with Hazel. So let's bring that over here and we can kind of have some fun with this. So let's actually bring this up. You can move tracks around without affecting anything related to the editing you've done. This is just purely so I can better align the numbers to the beats of the track here. Okay. And I'm going to go backwards just because I feel like it. So 1 would be there.
1.
Nice little breath at the end. Let's cut that out. Symmetrically fade.
1.
Maybe a little bit over keen on the fade there.
1.
Quiet.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2, 1.
Okay, we're getting somewhere now, aren't we? Quite like this idea of working backwards. Interesting, if you do a symmetrical fade but you trim in, it loses the symmetrical fade.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Maybe give it more space to breathe. Let's see if we can...
5, 4, 5.
Just need to mute that off because it's distracting. Let's just try this. Cut a little bit more there. Cut a little bit more there. And symmetrical trims. Here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Nearly there.
5, 5, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5,
Can't get that 5 sounding right.
5, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5,
I hate it when you get that kind of producer kind of numbness and you kind of produce something and then you play it back so many times you don't know whether it sounds right or wrong. I don't know if you've ever had that when you're producing audio. You just do something and then you play it back a million times, or maybe less than a million times, let's say 100 times, and you can't decide if it's sounding good or not. I'm sure you'll let me know quite quickly in the comments though what you think.
5, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's take the 1. I'm going to do some reverse reverb on this. Putting some silence beforehand. Actually, let's do a fade on that as well. Just fade that so it's nice and natural. Insert silence. 10 seconds, please. There we go. Marker there. And then reverse. Reverb. Okay. Reverse. Normalize. And just thinking about some funky stuff I could do with that one. Let's flange and phase it all over the place, shall we? Just going to add in a new track. Bring in that number 1. And line it up. Like so.
2, 1. 2, 1.
Let's chop there. So we're just working with a small amount. Symmetric. I love symmetrical fades. My goodness me. Match clip loudness? Why not?
2, 1.
Right, let's see what a bit of phasing and flanging is going to do. Modulation, chorus and flanger. Let's go for that. Let's go for thick chorus. Nice and stereo. Vocal thickening. Smooth. Oh, springy flanger. Off.
2, 1.
If we don't like that, we could always go for a third-party plugin from Waves Audio. If you want to take advantage of Waves Audio's Black Friday sale, highly recommend you do. Use our 10% discount coupon to get even more off at mrc.fm/waves. These are the plugins I use quite a bit. That's a nice sound. Or we can go for this. Kind of phasing in. What else have we got here? Stereo. That's nice. A bit quieter though. Might need to turn it up in the mix.
3, 2, 1.
Cool. Subtle effect, but I think it adds to the production.
Engage audio interface. Beat tempo acquired.
Now I'm going to move the next version of Chris saying...
Beat tempo acquired. Beat tempo acquired. Beat.
And what I might do here, let's see if we can measure this out. So we want to go from there, we want to go 468. Where's 468 in the duration box? Around there. And then we want to go back again, like this. From here, and measure 468 again. So we get this right on the beat. And why don't we do it one more time?
Beat tempo acquired.
And we might want to, let's see.
Beat tempo.
See if we can move this around. And just like Liam was saying there in the chat, why don't we do some panning on this as well? See if that makes a difference. Just writing the pan automations on here inside the clips.
Beat tempo acquired. Beat tempo acquired. Beat tempo acquired.
We could be a little cleverer than that maybe. Let's just see if we can do something to the audio here.
Beat.
Kind of stuttering. Oops. Careful when you delete sometimes inside a clip. It actually messes with the automations rather than deleting the audio, as you may desire.
Beat tempo acquired.
Kind of stuttery effect going on there. Let's delete that marker. Went in by mistake there. Sounding good.
Beat tempo acquired. Engage audio interface.
Beats tempo acquired.
5, 4,
Beats tempo acquired.
And we'll go back into Media Browser. We'll find more effects. This could be nice. This could be handy. Let's zoom out a bit. Bring this down. Match the clip loudness.
Beats tempo acquired.
I'm going to need another effects with a tail. Reverse that. Copy that. New file. Oh, not new multi-track, new audio file. Here we go. And that's going to be Untitled 4 that I'm then going to bring in over here. See how this will work out. It's part of the overall mix.
Beats tempo.
Matching clip loudness again.
Beats tempo acquired.
Cut that bit off at the end. Do a fade.
Beats tempo acquired. Beats tempo acquired.
And we need another effect to go in. Maybe a riser. Let's turn that down a bit more.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Well, that's not going to work there.
Quiet.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's do something with that 5. Make it sound a little bit different and exciting, maybe. Using pan automations again to do a little stereo intro.
5, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And then we get the intro bit here from Hazel that we're going to use. Complete that in just a moment and bring this DJ intro to the end in a second. Let's save everything in the folder. Yes, we're going to save that into our downloads folder just there. Yes to all. Go for it. Yep. All save. Okay, brilliant. Always good to save your work. Always remember to save your work, especially if you're working away on a big project and you wouldn't like to lose things as you're going along. Right, let's say hello to anyone who's in the chat asking questions. As you may well have heard, this is the penultimate show. Tomorrow's show you do not want to miss because it's a Black Friday special, and that's not a salesy, pitchy thing. You can turn up and we will genuinely have, during the live stream hour, some really cool resources available for that short amount of time while we're live. So it's going to be a great deal. Only on Black Friday, not running across the weekend. There will be some very, very cool things going on. So I do hope you can join me for tomorrow's stream. Remember to set it as a reminder at youtube.com/musicradiocreative and prepare yourself because we'll be taking a few days off early next week and then back on Thursday, the 30th of November with a brand new show. It's going to be a lot shorter. It might be, some days it might be 5 minutes, other days 10 or 15 minutes. It just depends how long it takes to answer one question. And those questions will come from you. So make sure to get your questions in now. Anything you want to ask Mike here about audio, I'll do my best to answer, and I will be researching before the show. So something I'm not familiar with, I will find out the answer for you and bring it to you in a short episode, daily episodes. Here on the MRC live stream. So you got a burning question on your lips, go ahead, post it over at community.musicradiocreative.com. We'll soon have a page where you can leave like messages via SpeakPipe. You can call the studio hotline, which is 415 800 1055 as well. So there you go. Right. What else have we got here? David says, I've had a lot of numbing for many things I've done, loads of times. Audio, coding, whatever. Yes, just that thing where you just cannot process it anymore and you need a second opinion to find out if it's good or not. Eric Tanhav is asking, where do you get your loops, effects, and music from? Many of the effects and loops and music and swishes and swooshes you can actually buy direct from our site, Eric, at musicradiocreative.com. That's musicradiocreative.com. Good to see some really good questions coming in. Some of these I can actually feature in the new Q&A show. Tyler, for instance, is asking the best all-round plugin. Oh, what a good question. My goodness me. That's like asking what's the best brand of speaker, I guess. Plugin, I'm using Adobe Audition native effects all the time. So the stuff that comes boxed with Audition would be my favorites. And if there was one that I'm particularly liking, let me think about it. That's a really good question. Well, something that I definitely could not live without is one of my Dynamics processors, like the Dynamics effect or Dynamics processor, something like that. If we're talking about third party, I really like Isotope's vocal synth. That's an all-round good one for producing certainly electronic music stuff like I'm doing right now. So hopefully that helps a little bit. How much cost is a DJ intro show opener from Music Radio Creative? We need one for our new podcast, EDM Lab, inquiring there. EDM Lab, you can find our prices online at musicradiocreative.com. But also, if you've got something specific in mind and you want to ask, feel free to do that. You can go to the contact page, get in touch. Isabella, one of the team, will be more than happy to help you out with that. Now I see Daniel, my friend from Israel, just joined in with the show. And Tyler is saying it would be sweet if you could get a shot of your hands so we could see your keyboard shortcuts. Yes, so you can see while I'm typing on the keyboard what keyboard shortcuts I'm using. That's a good idea for a future show. David loves the risers, and the other David S, loves panning with an icon over a pan frying an egg, which is very nice. Could you use a magnifier on the pointer? The text is so tiny on my screen I can't read it. I think you might need to go into accessibility features or something in Mac. Allows you to do that. Certainly allows you to zoom in on your screen, bits like that. Zylosh is saying, whenever I record something, my habit is that I keep changing the distance from my mic and the result is the volume keeps changing. How can I edit it in a way that doesn't happen? Zylosh, that would be a more detailed explanation. So please go ahead, post that over at community.musicradiocreative.com and I would be more than happy to consider including that in a future Q&A show. And like I say, I'm sure there'll be some really good questions coming in, and what we'll do is we'll be picking the very best questions that we can answer, in a very reasonable amount of time, so that we can feature them in the show and hopefully help you with some of your burning audio questions. David says, just a point, Mike, is it better to match clip loudness in a session before bouncing the whole session to a new track and just matching the one final file track? Is there a difference? Well, when you're bringing all different clips and voiceovers and music beds in, you should be running match clip loudness on everything. Actually, come to think of it, I wish there was some kind of default, like whenever I drop a file into the multitrack, match clip loudness. That would be awesome. I don't know why that doesn't exist. Maybe it does. I just haven't seen it. But that should really happen by default. It would be super, super helpful. You could probably achieve it by adding something like the speech volume leveler to an overall bus track or the master track or something. But then you might be slightly affecting things that you don't want to change in amplitude. So, yeah. Interesting question. Still a lot more to be discovered along those lines. David Bucket is saying, what is the stuttering clip actually saying? Well, let's go in and find out what's happening. It's beats aligned, isn't it? Let's have a listen to what we got so far. Something like this.
Welcome to the Global Trance Project.
Engage audio interface. Beats tempo acquired.
Beat tempo acquired, and I do hear that this is maybe a little quiet, so I'm going to double this up. I should double and shift here. There we go.
Beat tempo acquired.
And then let's move that up there.
Beat tempo acquired. Beat tempo acquired.
We'll do the same with this one. Shift this up. Oh, shift and copy actually.
Engage audio interface. Beat tempo acquired.
Something else I was thinking for the beat tempo acquired bit. New audio file, effects, generate tones. 1 kilohertz tone should be enough. Nice, and we'll take that 1 kilohertz tone and pop it in on the beats over here. Let's find a nice channel to do it on, maybe just over here. And we just want a very subtle match clip loudness. There we go. I'm going to use it on voice darken because I've just realized that actually sounds quite good. Kind of, it's doubling up the sound of the audio, so perfect for sort of masking the tone and not making it sound like a 1 kilohertz tone.
Beats tempo. Beats tempo.
Let's maybe turn those beats down a bit. Yep, and we could also do some panning on those. So let's bring that down. Let's try and pan that over to the left and pan this over to the right.
Beats tempo acquired.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Now we need to bring this in.
1.
Beats tempo.
Oh, that's some of Chris whispering. Let's get rid of that. We'll move this to the chorus and this to the flanger style place.
Bringing
And I'm just going to try and finish this off quickly so we can get a kind of finished result just before I end the show.
bringing you the best. Bringing you the
Right, we're going to do some stretching here to make it match with the beat of the track.
bringing you the best. The best in bringing you the best in trance and progressive. Bringing you the best in trance and progressive from around the
Let's chop that bed and finish it off, and we'll just kind of phase into From Around the World. Okay, that sounds all right. Oh, we've got a clash of beats here. Okay, and then From Around the World, just quickly trying to get this done so that we can have something in place before the end of the show.
from around the world. From around the world. From around the world. From around the world.
Let's pop open a new track here, and we will pop on Isotope's vocal synth again. We'll do a different effect here.
From around the world. From around the world. From around the world.
Now, we could probably do something a little more with that if we had time to polish it off nicely, probably put in some swooshing effects at the end, some booms and bangs, more stuff from our media library there. But we got a basic kind of intro together.
Welcome to the Global Trance Project.
Engage audio interface. Beats tempo acquired.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing you the best in trance and progressive from around the world. From around the world.
Yeah, definitely the end point definitely needs more work. But anyway, we kind of got there within the hour. It's been great to join you today. Hope you've enjoyed the show. And do remember that you can head over to youtube.com/musicradiocreative. That is youtube.com/musicradiocreative. Here's the channel. This is the show that's live now. Tomorrow is the Black Friday special show. If that does not say reminder on, then just make sure to click set reminder so that you do get reminded of the show tomorrow. That tomorrow will be the last show in this format, the hour-long shows. Still going daily, but the show's coming back on Thursday, the 30th of November after that show on Friday, and it's going to be Q&A based. So based on your feedback, get in touch via community.musicradiocreative.com. There's a wonderful community full of audio enthusiasts asking all kinds of questions, from stuff about audio interfaces to the loudness wars, to playing live sounds on a podcast, Christmas adverts, editing in Adobe CS6. Anything that I can help you with, I will, and I'll be bringing it into the new style show, which will be a lot shorter in duration, sometimes between 5 and 15 minutes per day, but still daily. And yeah, I'll keep you up to date, obviously, on here and in the community as to the new format exactly and how you can expect to get this show. It'll be available as a podcast as well. So we're continuing that at mrc.fm/podcast. Go and subscribe now, mrc.fm/podcast. Thank you so much to everyone who has tuned in and commented today. All of the moderators like David Hunter, David Silk, been in today, Nightbot automating away. Daniel talking about maybe making my mouse pointer a little bigger or highlighting it. A very good idea, because it does kind of get lost against the dark background of Adobe Audition, doesn't it? So that's a great idea. Emiliano is watching from España, from Spain right now, which is wonderful. Praise Worship says there is a magnifier that makes everything around the pointer larger. So maybe that is something that I can look into for future shows. But for the time being, have yourself a wonderful Thursday afternoon, evening, or morning, depending on where you're watching, maybe even a Friday morning if you're watching down under, as I know many of you are. Make sure to check us out in the community and set a reminder to come back for the big show on Friday. Tomorrow is Black Friday, and it's going to be a great show, and I believe I'll have a special guest on the show as well, so you do not want to miss it.